What up, what up, what up? I'm AC Cruz. You know who you are. Welcome to the podcast. Today's episode is brought to you by the letters R and B, as in Rick Balderrama. Mucho Sesame Street too? No, in all seriousness, I do like it when we don't have a sponsor for the to mention, because it gives us time to jump right into the show. Rick Balderrama is a badass, just like his dad, Henry Balderrama. And that's why I had him on the podcast, because, well, you'll hear it in a minute. In all seriousness, we do want to congratulate Johnny Ramirez, who's been on the podcast way back when. He's back on the air in San Antonio. He's on Tejano 95.7. And Johnny, if you're listening, and I know you listen to the podcast because you told me yourself you like it, and not just your episode, you know, busted chops, brother. You need to come on back to the podcast, man, without JD. Bolio. You know I'm just messing with you, JD. So be sure to check that out. Tejano 95.7. Or if you're not in San Antonio and you prefer to listen to it on an app, you can listen to it the same place you catch my podcast, on iHeart or on Odyssey. Tejano 95.7. Now, getting back to Rick, I gotta tell you, Rick plays trumpet. Obviously, he sings, but he started off playing trumpet with his dad's band when he was 12. You'll hear that in a minute. But when you get two trumpet players like me and Rick, now I haven't done it in a long time. Rick, I'm sure, done it recently. But anyway, we get to rapping, we get to talking and sharing stories. And I'm sorry if we lose you, because it was just so fun to talk to Rick and share some of the stories. And you hear us using terms like chops or staccato. Now, chops is your embouchure, your cheeks or your muscles in your mouth that you need to play for a trumpet. So you better make sure you got chops. And like I said, I was so excited that the first thing out of my mouth, I started stuttering. I know that I got a lot of subscribers that know that I had this speech impediment because it happened after I had my stroke. But anyway, what a way to start off the conversation, man. So it's me and Rick Balderrama having too much fun and trying to keep it together.
On the next AC Cruz podcast.
All right. We are talking with our guest. I've never met the guy. See, I started like that, and it sucks, man. Rick, there's nothing more frustrating when I know what I want to say, and I know how I'm going to say it, but it doesn't come out. It drives me crazy, man.
I can imagine, bro. How much can imagine?
Well, that's all right. It was the side effects from that stroke that I had. Anyway,
yes.
Rick Balderrama, how you doing, buddy?
AC, I'm doing great, brother. I'm blessed, man. Doing great. Staying busy, brother. How you doing, man?
I'm doing well. Thank you for asking, man. Have you ever heard of my podcast?
Absolutely. Heck
oh, Rick,
yeah.
Come on now, really?
You know I have, bro. Heck, I was wondering, man, I wonder how I can get on AC's podcast, man. Then I got that call. Heck yeah. No, absolutely, bro. It's great what you're doing, man, and just learning about people that think that you don't know, man. It's amazing.
Exactly. Yeah. You know what? Let me see if I can tune up my volume on my end. I saw you on my Facebook page. I said, you know what? I've heard of Rick. Ruben Ramos talked about Rick. Somebody else talked about Rick. I said, yeah, I need to get him on my podcast only because my dad was good friends with your dad, Henry Balderrama. Please tell me about that, man.
Man, and I've met your dad plenty of times.
Is that right?
Yeah, I mean, I had been playing with my dad since I was actually 12. But I met your dad through my dad, and I was a youngster, man. I was still I was in high school, apenas, and man, yeah, your dad was an awesome guy, man. And they were, back in the, early 80s, man, late 70s.
Funny you should mention that, because I did ask my brother Xavier, my sister Abby, I did ask them, look, when Henry Balderrama y La Patria, I said, I know that dad used to book him at some of the dances in Victoria, Por La Vaca, all that area. They said, oh, yeah. And they told me that, yeah, you were in high school. I guess that's when I moved to San Antonio after my parents got divorced. And I was here through high school. People ask me, did you go to college? I said, I go to college all the time, man, to pick up chicks. But anyway, no, man. It was.
I remember those days, man.
Right on. Way back when.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, listen, man, I really do appreciate you taking the time to talk with us, man. And what are some of your fondest memories of being on the road with your dad at such a young age?
Several memories, AC. I mean, it was just like the way he was with people, the way he treated people. He talked to anybody.
Yeah.
There was in the cafe, que es el otro. We're all family. We're all one. He brought me up there. Mijo, never forget where you come from. You know, he gave his shirt off his back to anybody. One story, back in the day, they wore a lot of jewelry, this and that. You know, we had my first cousin, my dad be drinking. He'd give away a chain and give away rings. And the next day, we're like, hey, you got to give that back. But I mean, he'd give us, shirt off his back to everybody, man. You know, fondest memories is the way he treated people.
Yeah.
And it was no, okay, you want to start? Shall we start? Hey, we'll start. There's no, you want me to start before you, whoever we're playing with? Hey, we'll start. It's not a problem. It's not a problem,
Yeah, listen, I do appreciate you getting me the bio that I asked you for. But listen, man, I want you to talk to us. By the way, you got good music. But I want you to talk to me and talk to our listeners that subscribe to this podcast. Tell us about you and your family and the history.
From the very beginning, my dad, actually, he'd been playing guitar since like 6 years old. He'd do little cantinas, little restaurants, trio, self-taught. And originally from Bigfoot, Texas, right outside of Divine. Yeah, right outside of Divine.
I never knew there was a town called Bigfoot, man.
Bigfoot, man. You blink your eyes and you miss it, man.
Right on.
So he was born there, raised in Divine. Met my mom. They went and worked tomates or something up in Illinois, up in that area. That's when me and my little brother were born. I'm originally from Rockford, Illinois, right outside of Chicago.
Oh, yeah. Moved
back down when we were 5. But my dad, always playing here and there. And he started with a group called Los Ferros, Armando Balderrama Los Ferros, which is a cousin of my dad. I think they recorded, I don't even think they recorded an album. They recorded a bunch of singles. And that's when he broke off to La Patria. Broke up La Patria, started recording with La Patria, and picked up a whole bunch of musicians. He always had a horn section, 4 or 5 piece horn section.
And a good horn section. Because I remember when I was at KYST in Houston, man, we used to play, because I'm a horn player. I play horn, guitar, a little bit of drums, but I'm a horn player. But that's my main instrument. But I loved his sound, man.
And we kept it going like through the keyboard days. Me and my brother plays sax. Of course, I play trumpet. We've always had a horn section. But it was, I was in the 8th grade. And one of my dad's trumpet players couldn't go. He was going to Milwaukee. And he was arguing with my mom. No, me lo voy a llevar. I'm going to take it with me. I'm going to tell no. Yeah, I want to go, Dad. I want to go. Let me tell you, AC, was the first time on stage. I was 12 years old, man. It was the scariest moment of my life. Then went to Milwaukee and did a week over there. Hombre, after that, más chiflao que la fregada.
I can imagine, brother. I can imagine.
After that, man, I kind of learned, because I was playing with some great horn players, man. Of course, in school, I learned how to read. My dad, I learned how to play with feeling. And in high school, man, I was in the jazz band, concert band.
Really?
Everything. Oh, yeah, man, I can read all of that, man.
Let me ask you a question, because when I was coming up, my dad put me in band as well. And that's how I learned the trumpet as well as guitar. Well, I learned the guitar before I learned the trumpet with my dad, right? But he taught me a lot by ear. So when I got to San Antonio, the band director taught me how to read music. And I knew how to read it a bit, but here in San Antonio, they're sticklers about learning how to read music, man. The crescendo, decrescendo.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying, man. Let me ask you real quick. What school did you go to in San Antonio?
Fox Tech.
Yeah,
La Tecla. The Chili Bowl, brother. Tech
right on.
Year, man.
Right on.
Sir.
But I love the guys that were in the jazz band. Please continue, man.
Yeah, no, jazz band, man. I had an awesome band director. And during my high school years, I was a trumpet soloist for 2 years, the halftime show. But right after the halftime show, I'd have to leave. If our games were Fridays or Saturdays, because my dad always had a gig. I'd do the halftime show and I would take off with my dad. And in the car, I'm changing from my uniform to, putting on a suit or whatever we're playing, man. But back in the day, AC, so I graduated in 83. In 9th grade, I was playing with my dad 4 nights a week. My friends were working at Handy Andy, bagging groceries at $3.25 an hour, and I'm making $40 a night, man. And then I was slipping a little drink every now and then. On Sunday nights, I'd be sitting at the table at a gig doing my homework and stuff, but it was a great I learned a lot from him, man, and hanging out with his friends and the way people respected him because he had respect for everybody, man.
Yeah.
Everyone, But it was great, man, coming up like that. My dad, I think when in the late 70s, he was interviewed by a professor. from some university that loved his music, and they told him, "Hey, Henry, I see your arrangements. I see what you do. Come to school. You know, we'll pay for it, and so you can learn how to read, right? You can learn how to read music." And he goes, "You know what, man? I might lose what I have right now. I don't want to get away from that. I don't want to lose what I have, you know, because let me tell you, man, a lot of his arrangements were like amazing, you know, and it was just a great feeling being around him at that time and learning from him. Let me tell you, it wasn't easy. He's one of them. Hey, cabrón, you're singing flat, or you know, come on, apretala. You know,
you're sharp. Or
exactly. Yeah. But I was playing trumpet not till I was 15. I started singing with them, so I wasn't a born vocalist.
Yeah,
you know, I started singing 3-part harmony. He showed me the harmonies, and it was practice, man. It was perfectionist, you know.
Yeah, I said this many times on the podcast, man. I said, you know what? I remember when I was a kid, my dad would make me practice, and I said, "Dad, the kids outside playing, I'll practice in a minute." No. You spend 45 minutes on the guitar and then an hour on your horn. Así era.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome, man.
Well,
it's just great being around these older musicians, veteranos, right? For me, you know, and they weren't even that old, and just learning from them, man, and just, you know, my chops, because I was a trumpet player, you know, going to school, doing jazz band and concert band, you know, 2 hours a day, and then playing with my dad 4 nights a week, man, I was just like on top of my game. And I loved to solo because I was a jazz band, right?
Yeah.
I mean, in 11th grade, I was hanging out at the OP in the Latin corner, right? You got Fantasia playing, right?
Yeah.
You got Fantasia at the Latin corner. You got Jorge Alejandro over here at the OP. And I would go to, "Hey, can I get up and jam? Can I get up?
You also had the on Zamora, the fancy disco, right?
Yeah.
When you talk about playing trumpet, I'll never forget when I was at Dwight, we had a recital, right? And everybody got to do a quick solo, right?
Mm-hmm.
And my solo, I guess, as a young kid, I could read the room, and I knew that all the parents in the crowd were all Hispanic, right? So I chose to do Cereza Rosa. You remember that? Pérez Prado, Cherry Pink, and Apple Blossom White.
Yes. Yeah, that's
I was the only student that got an applause, man. And a standing O, man. No.
Because de toda la raza knew, right?
However.
Yes, man. That was good. So what I did, AC, when I was in the 7th grade, junior high school, I was in a talent show.
Okay.
And I did Feel So Good by Chuck Mangione.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, check it out.
Yeah.
You don't even know this, AC. I recorded Feel So Good, I think 7 years ago in a ranchera.
What?
It's one of my albums. It's on an album called Dime Si Algún Día. Go to YouTube or go to Spotify. Rick Balderrama, Feel So Good. Ranchera, but it falls right into place. All the hits, instrumental, bro.
Wow.
And you know who appreciates that song?
Tell me.
Every horn player, man. Like, dude, man, Chuck Mangione, dude. You know, there's Al Gomez still, man. He's a monster. I showed it to this dude. That's great. That was great, man. You know,
some of your favorite trumpet players throughout history.
Man,
I love saxophone. Of course, Louis Armstrong, Maynard Ferguson, a guy who I thought was misunderstood, Miles Davis.
Oh, yeah.
You know what was really cool is when I started coming to San Antonio, I spent a lot of time, even in high school. I was fascinated with, the guy that would play on the Riverwalk at the Landing.
Oh,
Tom Cullums.
Yes.
Jim Cullums.
Yes.
Jim Cullums, man, dude. We sat down one night, me, him, and his wife at the time. We were talking. And then that's when he showed me the picture of him with saxophone, man. I don't know if you saw that picture in there in the Landing. There at the
every
bottom.
time I go in there, it was like 115, 130. I'm that male cross-eyed.
Well, he's got a picture with him jamming with Louis Armstrong. And it was when Louis Armstrong came to the Alamo City in 1966, I do believe.
Mm-hmm. Dizzy Gillespie.
Those big-ass pinche cheeks.
Yeah. Arturo Sandoval.
Oh, good call. Better yet, how
man.
About Los Hermanos Casca?
Yeah.
Renee.
Yeah. Yes, man. Heck yeah, man.
You know what? I went to school with, do you remember Charlie McBurney?
Oh, but dude, I was gonna mention him.
Tell me,
Oh man, Charlie.
I went to school with his daughter, Shirley. Go ahead.
Okay, no. So my best memory with Charlie's that we played on New Year's Eve in Del Rio. The promoter over there was Red Fernandez. We played on New Year's Eve, and my chops were tops. I can get up in solo today, and they give me the key, I'm gone.
Yeah,
I was up there with Charlie McBurney, and I was like, dude, it was just amazing. Well, I'm in the mortgage business, right? I was working at this one company, and one of the underwriters, McBurney, and I looked him up on right away. Investigated, looked him on Facebook. His dad was Charlie. Wow. So he messaged me about something. Hey, man, your dad was Charlie? He goes, yeah, man. How do you know? I told him who I was. He goes, your name sounds so. He looked me up. I go, dude, I idolize your dad, man, but I got up. I was able to get up when I was, I think, 9th or 10th grade, get up and jam with your dad. I think he was playing with the Liberty Band back then.
Yeah.
But dude, that dude was awesome, man.
Oh, yeah, he was. Yeah, he was. Yeah. You know what? It gives you a cool feeling when you're able to gig or jam with one of your not idols, somebody that you admire. That's what I
exactly.
Yeah. You know, believe it or not, I don't know if you know, if you've ever heard of los Frijoles Románticos.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, they're all from El Couch Elsa, and they all jam. They're all a great bunch of musicians, right? Well, One day they had a welcome back to radio party for me in McAllen or FAR, and they asked me to jam with them. So I said, dude, I don't even own a trumpet, man. Just, don't worry about it. We got one for you. We jammed to a song called Mary Jane, Let's Get High.
Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It used to be on YouTube. I don't know who pulled it down, but it's a great blues jam, man. It's a great song, man. But you got to love that when they ask you to jam, man.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely, man. And it's so funny because they're towards the end. I was singing more, not playing as much, but still playing. But I mean, when I was in high school, my chops, I mean, I was like to the T, man. And then later on in life, talking about 10 years ago, my dad goes, yeah, mijo, he used to be a good trumpeter. He used to be. I don't think he realized what he was saying, but mijo used to be. Well, yeah, it's true, man. I used to be, my chops were there, bro. I just love jamming, man.
You remember staccato, the triplet notes? High C, all that bullshit.
Oh,
come on,
yeah. Super C.
Super C. Yeah. And man, you would go out to find that special mouthpiece, man.
Yeah. Choky.
Yeah,
Choky.
Exactly. So, wait, what kind of horn did you have?
I actually have a bench.
A bench?
It's a custom-built bench horn. As a matter of fact, I used it to where, with all the sweat and stuff, it was all kind of corroded. I took it to Beto. He completely redid it.
Wow.
Brand new. And so that horn is from 1972.
Wow.
The serial number takes it back to 1972.
Badass. I had a Gitzen for a while.
Gitzens are awesome. Man.
Gitzens are very expensive. My dad told me that. I didn't know that until my dad told me that.
Gitzens are, man. Gitzen was a good horn. Real good for him. I had a Gitzen, and I would love playing his horn.
It's a good horn, man.
Love to.
But let me ask you this real quick, and I hope you don't mind me asking this question, but when did your dad pass, and how old was he?
78. He died 5 years ago. 5 years ago. He had cancer. He had, they found some spots, I guess, in his liver, and they took him out. He was a veteran. He went to the VA. They took him out. They told him, okay, you should be fine. Okay, thank God, microscopic, right?
Yeah.
Well, he went to a checkup. He went for a checkup about three months later, and they came back.
Wow. And
they told him, okay, now what? He goes, well, they were too close to one of his main arteries.
Oh man.
He goes, so we take him out. He goes, there's a humongous chance that you won't make it. He goes, okay, now what? He goes, well, you got a year. He lived exactly a year. Thank God we kept him at home the whole year.
Yeah.
We kept him at home the whole year. But, just watching him, deteriorate, and then I need to write a song, and, he, towards the end, he could barely, hit chords, but I mean, he just, there was so much love and family, man, that would go by and visit him. And man, you don't know what your dad did for me. You don't know what, It's so funny, even after he passed, AC, about 2 months after he passed, my parents have an acre outside of Castroville. Some guy came by, my mama has a riding lawnmower. My mom's doing well. Some guy goes, hey, I'm going to cut your yard. Mama goes, no, I got no money to pay you right now. He goes, pay me? Because Henry gave me jobs. He'd give me money. Henry would do. I'm not going to charge you. So, they it always comes back, but because of stuff my dad would do.
That's awesome, man.
the way
Let
he
me ask you a
treat
question.
people, man.
If you don't mind me asking this question,
go ahead.
where's he buried?
In Divine, Texas. Divine is kind of where he was raised, but Bigfoot is about maybe 6-7 miles from Divine.
Got it.
But yeah, he's buried there and around my grandparents and my uncles and stuff like that. But
do you have any family in Divine, Philadelphia?
I got tias and cousins, and I still use my Uncle Red on bass. One of the original Patria members, because we use the voices. I had Art Guillermo on keyboards and my brother Richie on sax. So I got another trumpet player. I got to have the horns, man. Now that I'm singing more, I don't play as much. I don't even pay any of the intros. But my dad would always tell me, "Mijo, you have to have your horn with you all the time." But no, man, it was a great crowd, great turnout, man, and sold out merchandise and CDs and stuff like that, and just love making music, man. I love making music,
Hell yeah, man. I tell you what, when I had my Gibson, Rick, when your dad said you always have to have your horn, I had my horn. And one day after a football game, some guys jumped in the back of my mom's car and somebody stepped on my horn on the lead pipe. No, it took forever to get it fixed. Yeah, because it was in the gig bag. It wasn't in a case,
gig bag, yeah,
gig
soft bag.
So when you buried your dad, and did you take off right away and gigging, or how did that go, man?
Well, he started slowing down. Really not wanting to play anymore. So I kind of took over. And, me, my Uncle Red, Uncle Steve, we back then we were just using 2 horns and, 4 rhythm. And we were doing, these clubs, still doing some weddings and debuts, and, but, he slowed down a lot of times if they want a gig, they want him, of course, because we would still do a lot of the same tunes, and, of course, we always wanted him. Hey, Dad, come do a set, and that's what we would do, man. And he just kind of slowed down. They want to do it no more. But you see, every time I record an album, so I have 6 albums on my own label, 6 CDs on my own label. So every time I record an album, I take it to him. In other words, I got to get the okay. Take it to him,
Yeah.
And I would have him sing on some tracks with me, So I'd have him analyze. We sit in the car and, okay, this, turn it up. If you do this here, okay, I go back then I was recording with Art Guillermo. Fix it up, take it to him. Okay, that's fine. The CD before, I did a tribute to him after I've done 2 CDs since he's passed. The one before he passed, he listened to the whole CD, man. He looks at me and goes, that's it.
Don't change anything, right?
Yeah, man. But he, the other one, no, look at this. You sound a little flat here. Hey, bring up the tenor here, and out of art being professional and I mean, he's a producer. He knows what he's doing, but whatever my dad would say, on my product, he would do it, man. It's like, yeah, your dad's right. But
yeah,
it was just a great feeling, man. It was a great feeling doing that. So on the album, I'm going to skip to something real quick. The album, I did a tribute to my dad. This one right here. I did a tribute to him. I didn't call it a tribute, but I did a tribute to him anyway.
It's a picture of you on the front and
my dad.
Awesome.
Yeah. And 2 months after he passed, I was living in Helotes. I was going through a couple of my hard drives, external hard drives, just looking for video and music. And there was this song I heard him playing called Padre Querido. I'd never heard this song. AC, never, man. And I'm in this big ass house by myself, and I'm like, okay, Dad. What, and he is singing to his dad. Padre Querido.
Wow.
That he's passed away, and I follow your footsteps, and you taught me this and that. And I'm sitting there bawling, man. Let's go, right? I'm sitting there, and I call my brother, and I call my mom. Of course, I have to simmer down. Mom, the song, where'd it come from? He goes, well, your dad would go to Gaggy. There's a gentleman, also musician, named Gaggy in Hondo. Gaggy's got a little studio, and your dad would go over there and just hang out and record. I said, okay. So it took me about 3 months to get a hold of Gaggy. I would go, hey, Gaggy, I need a favor, man. I think my dad recorded this song with you. What's it going to cost me?
You record it or?
Well, yeah, because I wanted the tracks, the files.
Yeah.
He goes, Mijo, this is yours. I'm not going to charge you for anything. So he gave me the file. He emailed me the file, the voice. Took it to Art Guillermo. We built a song around it. So that's A year after he died, I did my last duet with him.
That's awesome.
But let me tell you, AC, man, it took me a year to. I mean, being a vocalist, you drive around, you listen to something, you're singing in the car always. People would look at me at the red lights. Why is this fool crying? I'm you're trying to sing and harmonize with him, bro. But it was the hardest thing, man. But luckily, man, it came out great.
You pulled it off. You were able to.
I pulled it off, man. Yeah. So I did a lot of this stuff. I have one called Henry's Medley because we'd always start off with 3 rancheras pesadas, right?
Sí.
And so we did that. I did it as a potpourri and Henry's Medley. So man, it was fun, amazing. It was great doing that CD for him.
Well, do me a favor. Tell me about all your CDs and how I can get them. Now, there's a story on you that you have everything on hard drive, thumb drive, right?
Well, not everything.
Okay.
So this album right here, I have it in thumb drive. So that one came out 2.5, 3 years ago. Well, I do all my stuff. My manufacturer, Matson Media. So he had this idea, and we sit there, we think innovation. Right? Hey,
don't lose that thought. Please don't lose that thought. But when I saw your stuff, I said, dude, this guy is making all his material available on thumb drives, man. That is awesome, man.
Well, let me tell you, and there's no Tejano artist. I was the first Latin artist to do this, right?
Okay.
and because if you think about it, well, us Mexicanos, a lot of us don't have 21, 22 cars. But if you think about it, all these new vehicles, man, there's no CD person.
Yeah.
You know? You got to go with the thumb drives.
I don't mean to interrupt you, Rick, but check it out, man. When I gave away those CDs, or whenever I give a CD giveaway, people say I love the CD because not only do I download it to all my phone or my playlist, I keep it as a collector's item. It's part of my collection. So if for some reason or another my phone gets messed up or files are unsaved, I know that I have it on the hard drive.
Correct. Yes.
Or the hard disk. So go ahead, please.
Yeah. So this actually came out, and I still have a few of them left. So it looks like a DVD because it's a thumb drive and the CD. Because some people still want the CD. Give the CD to your parents. You keep the thumb drive.
Yeah.
And I of course, I mail my stuff. I do. Me and my girlfriend, we do just about everything on our own. Some of the older stuff, I go, no, I'll have my people send it to you. I am my people. I'm gonna take the post on it, But this came out in a disc, and I had some orders. Some guy in I think it was in Houston or Arizona. He goes, "Hey man, you sent me a DVD. I asked for a thumb drive." I go, "Did you open it up?" He goes, "No, but I'm looking at the case." I go, "Hey, you mind opening it?" He goes, "Rick, I am so sorry." Because you open it up and it's a CD, but the thumb drive is right on top.
Awesome.
Yeah, so it looks like a DVD case,
Yeah.
But we came, I did that. I was the first person to do that in our genre, and it was just amazing. The second CD I hadn't yet. I mean, people haven't really, I won't say picked up on it. There's other people doing it, but it's the smartest thing, man. It's a smartest thing to do.
I dug it, man.
So I'm working on some other stuff, but the thing is, I got a lot of footage. I got a videographer that helps me out sometimes. But in a thumb drive, you put in your car, you listen to music. I haven't done this yet. But if you put it in your computer, you can, if you wanted to, you can list all the songs. Of course, you can, hey, this is Rick Balderrama. Thank you so much for, buying my product. You put it in your PC or your laptop, and you can get so much, you can put so much more on it because a lot of stuff fits on the actual thumb drive. But man, this idea was amazing. I went ahead and, even though my album was already out for 6 months, he goes, "Hey, Rick, you want to do it?" I'm like, "Yeah, because I want to be the first,
Yeah, sure.
So man, it was amazing. And just, trying something different, man,
Well, I'll tell you what, it's a great idea. And I can't believe more people haven't picked up on it, man.
Savvy, the Slack Monster, started doing it as well. And it's a smaller package and it looks pretty cool. But what I did, I think if it cost me $1 more to add the CD, yeah, I might as well add it. You get in 2 for 1.
Sure. Yeah.
So yeah, man, it just trying new things, man. It was just amazing, man.
So please tell me all the 6 CDs you got.
I got 6. I have let me look them up, bro.
No,
I have
take your time. We got time.
I have the very first CD I released was in 2009. I released one called Tejano Ain't Dead Baby. I own a slogan called
I love it.
Tejano Ain't Dead Baby. I got a shirt for you, man. I just got them in today.
All right, cool.
And let me tell you the way that came up. First of all, this was 25 years ago, AC. We were playing at the Maverick Plaza, some kind of festival. And some dude came up to me and said, "Man, Rick, Tejano's dead, man." I go, "Bro, Tejano ain't dead, baby." And this real good friend of mine named Ben Gomez goes, "Hey, bro, gotta make some shirts." So I got some cheesy ass shirts made, but they did say the Hana Ain't Dead Baby, and I gave them away. All of a sudden, man, where can I get them? Where can I get them? Where can I get them? So now go to rickbalderrama.com. I got caps, I got koozies, I got shirts, I got beanies now. I made some beanies, but it's just something, hey, just, keep la onda going,
We need to talk because maybe you can give me a better deal on some shirts and some merch, man. Some merch,
Absolutely, bro. Yeah, absolutely. Whatever I can do, AC.
I can only imagine you sold quite a bit last night.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, last night, man, it was just like nonstop. And the thing is, during the whole fanfare, people, hey, where you at? Where you going to be at? Where's, this and that? So
where were you at?
I played at the BNet stage. Played the BNet stage, but then, they have the meet, I was at the meet and greet for a while and just, trying to set up. I got a friend of mine too that would have my merchandise, and I would say, hey, go live and go look for this guy. He have him in his backpack, Yeah. Find him, he'll give you a free, if you find him, you get a free koozie, and he's got 10 caps for sale,
Awesome.
So yeah, man, just making it fun, it fun for the people.
I was going to put together some packages of koozies and t-shirts or jerseys that I have on my website. Mm-hmm. I was going to say, you know what? Give them out at Fanfare and look for the AC Cruise Money Man. If you're wearing your shirt there, you see this man, he'll give you $100 right on the spot. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yes. Man.
Yeah. We used to do that in radio, but no, you give away a shirt, you're going to give away money. Now you can't afford it, man.
Exactly. And these days, hey, you find me, you get a gallon of gas.
There you go. Good call. Good call. Good call. Hey, Rick, what's your website again?
rickbalderrama.com.
And where are you gigging at later on? Where can I catch you guys at?
Actually, right now, I really don't have, I got a couple of privates. I have nothing really, really lined up. If anything, I want to, when things pop up, best place to go is rickbalderrama.com, and it'll have, what I got going on.
Got it. What about new music?
So let me tell you what I did. So the first CD in 2009, I released it. The quality wasn't all that great, right? I did it at two different places. The quality, I had a very good song that did very well for me. And one song that did very, very, very well for me. So what I did, I still had all the master files. Took it to Art Guillermo. He remixed, remastered, lined everything up, man. And it sounds amazing. So when I released my last CD called Solo 2, I just released this. As a matter of fact, I had a song for about a month on K Alamo on the top 10. When I released this, I was going to release a double CD before the Vegas convention last year, and said, he goes, man, you're taking away from this CD. Release one. Yeah. So release a double because you're taking away from this hot CD is what he was telling me.
Yeah.
I recorded my last CD at Slack Monster with Sevi Contreras. And so I did that. So what I'm going to do here for the next convention, I'm going to release it. And it's so funny because I released one song from there about 5 months ago. And they're playing it as a new song, but the song's from 2009. It's a cumbia. It was never played, but it is a new song, Sure. And I got a lot of stuff with my dad. So what I'm working on right now, I'm going to put two bonus tracks on that CD and re-release it.
Awesome. What day, what month are we looking at, man?
I'm looking at probably June. Probably in June. Yeah. It's completed already, but I'm going to add two tracks on it and release it. I've been doing some videos lately, so I'm going to do one more video for this album, and then I'll probably do something for the other one. I got something special lined up that's going to, me and my uncles, which sing also, we're going to do one of my dad's older boleros.
Which one? Please tell me, man.
So I have it in my phone. Everything's in my phone.
And mine too as well. You go ahead.
I'll send it to you.
No, that's okay. Called? You don't have to, man.
But man, he did it with 4 voices, and I'm gonna try to get away.
I'm gonna tell you, Rick. I gotta tell you, Rick. Your dad, the horn section, his whole band was tight. It was good. Since I love the horn so much, yes. I told Ruben Ramos when he was here. I said, "Dude, I love your brother's horn section." Alfonso and the rest of the crew. He said, "Oh yeah, right." He said, "The Lane brothers." I said, "Yeah, Skeeter." Oh man, these guys were monsters. So I love the big band sound, man. I love that song.
So
and your dad's band.
Yeah.
So you got something like that coming out?
Yeah. Well, I got something. My second love is salsa music.
Uh-oh.
So my second love is salsa music. Actually, on this album, Solo 2, I did a Christian song. I did a Christian song on my last CD.
Cool.
But this one, I did one called Hay una Solución, written by Joe Reveles and myself. I did it on ranchera, featured David Lee on accordion, but I took that same tune and did it in a salsa. The same tune in a salsa version.
That's got to be interesting, brother. Gotta be interesting,
man. Oh my God, it really is.
So you know what? Just because of that story, man, I want you to send it to me.
Well, absolutely, I'll send it to you. But yeah, man, just brainstorming, working with people, creating music, man, and it's just a great feeling. You know, I record more than I play, and like I tell everybody, I go, hey, you got your hunters, right? They buy rifles, they got a lease. You got your fishermen, right? They got all kinds of rods and reels and boats and stuff. My passion is making music, man. You know?
Yeah.
I get a small return, though. But
well, I mean, come on now. You being a real estate guy, I mean, you don't need a return. Shit.
No, man. I stay busy there as well, man. But let me tell you, man, I just, the final product, man, it's a job, and it's always about hitting your timelines. You know, you start something, you got to finish by here. And that's me. You got to finish your product. You got to finish it by a deadline, and don't rush it. The biggest question I would get asked in interviews, what would you tell a young musician or people get started? Of course, practice your craft, man. Sure. But if you're recording something, man, don't rush it because you want to get it out by fanfare, or don't, because once it's out, man.
But do you find yourself sometimes listening to other music to say, you know what, I like that. I think I'm going to try that on this project that I got coming up? Or
yes, I do. Other genres.
Yeah. I tell you what, on my end, the same thing with podcasting. I listen to other podcasters, said, you know what, that's a good idea. Let me try that on my show,
Yes.
So yeah.
Absolutely. I do that a lot. One of my biggest idols, salsa's Mark Anthony, man. And I try to follow his lead on a lot of things. Just, presence, the way, I mean, it's just like, oh my God, everything's just like, there. Everything's right, everything's there, everything's practiced, everything is just like amazing, man. But yeah, man, I just love that. And same thing as far as genres of music. I like listening to everything, try to pick up from here and there, and just stay open-minded, man.
I had the same discussion with the Navaira brothers, Emilio and Diego. I said, dude, my dad taught me everything. I mean, he turned me on to Lucha Villa, Vicente Fernandez, to Ray Charles, to Duke Ellington. He taught me all kinds of music, man.
Yeah.
And I dug it. To this day, I recently saw this real cool documentary. I always call them docs that rock, right? It was on Etta James, man. Awesome. A great documentary, man. Yeah.
That's awesome, man. Yeah. That is awesome, man.
Rick, again, I want to thank you for taking the time. And I'm glad that things went well for you at Fanfare, man. And I wish you could tell us a gig where we can catch you at sometime in the future, man.
I will. I absolutely will, man. And I'll get with you because I want you to go check me out. ACM. I got an extra trumpet, bro, just to let you know. Man.
Oh, hell no. Here's the deal. When I was in the Valley, when they did that set with
Frijoles Románticos?
Yeah. I said, dude, I haven't picked up a horn in so long, man. Forget about it. Come on. Just do one session with us. We'll show you the tune. And I did. This has been 23 years ago, I believe, so I don't know, man.
Oh, man, it'll come right back to you. You know that'll come.
No, but
getting your chops going, though, man.
No, I don't have the embouchure, man. I don't. Puro pinche cerveza.
Oh, man.
Thanks again, brother. Continued success, man.
AC, igualmente, bro. Thank you for what you're doing, bro. Spreading the word. I listened to your podcast, bro, and I really, really enjoyed it. I'm very excited that I was able to be on.
You bet, man. You bet. And I want to thank all the subscribers that I have from overseas, man. I got Raymond in Singapore. I've got Rebecca Cranston in Australia. I've got Ritus in the Philippines. I've got Derek in Germany. I've got Sean in Ireland. It's crazy, man. Crazy.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, man. It's people like learning. You learn from this. I mean, you learn about people, but you learn about a lot more about life and what's going on, man. Things that you don't know. And
the guy Raymond from Singapore says, "Dude, you never cease to amaze me with the artists that you bring on." Once I thought I knew something about this artist, and I turn around, it's totally different, you know? That's why I do it, because I want to be just as surprised as the listener. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely, man.
Yeah.
Absolutely. AC.
Rick, thanks again. And I'll be waiting for that care package.
You got it. Yeah. I just got them in today, man. I got a bunch of new ones in.
It's good. That's all right, man. Anything else you want to cover?
No, man. Just, thank you for what you're doing. Anybody want to go listen to, you can listen to my music at rickbalderrama.com. I have music there as well. But yeah, I'm on all digital platforms. I got a whole bunch of videos on YouTube, music videos. And if you Google me, don't read about the bad stuff.
Just like me. Bro. Just like me. Don't only believe half of it.
Exactly, AC. But man, thank you, man, for what you're doing, Ace.
Ándale, cuídate mucho, mano.
All right, gracias.
No, gracias a ti, mano. And there you go. That's the way you do it. Plug all your platforms where you're at, your website, where you can be found. Now that's how you roll. Thanks a lot. Thank you so much, Ricky B. This is better today, and I'm calling him Ricky B. Rick Balderrama, thank you so much, man. Can't wait for the care package, man. Tejano ain't dead, baby. I want a shirt, the cap, the koozie, todo el pinche pedo, mano. It was such a pleasure to hear from Rick. Talk about his dad. I used to play his dad's music on the air, KYST in Houston, back in the mid-'80s. I know La Patria for sure. Hope you enjoyed the podcast as much as I enjoyed bringing it to you. So if you like it, tell your friends. And if your friends don't like it, find new friends. So just chill to the next episode of the AC Cruise Podcast. Much love. Be safe.